What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. My name is Garrett, and today we're going to talk about my overall experience of traveling during the pandemic. I was fortunate enough to be able to finally leave kind of this quarantine lifestyle and head out to Las Vegas, where I not only got to experience the Strip, which tends to be one of the busiest places in the United States, but also I got to go hiking, I got to experience air travel, hotel accommodations. So those are the things that we're going to talk about in today's video. But before we get started, if you guys could do me a huge favor, I know 65% of the people that view my videos aren't subscribed. My goal is to hit 100,000 subs by the end of this year. So if y'all could just hit that subscribe button, and while you're down there, hit that thumbs up button. It really helps the channel grow. So let's get right into it. So the first thing that I want to talk about in today's video are airport accommodations. So as a lot of you know, I am an airline pilot, but I just haven't been flying much. In fact, I haven't been flying in over 40 days now. Fortunately, I am a reserve pilot here in Charlotte, which is where I'm based. So I get to spend all my time at home. I'm not having to go and commute and stay in a crash pad or a hotel room. So if they need me, they'll call me, but unfortunately, they really haven't been needing spare pilots recently. So I've got to spend a lot of time at home, and I was able to head out to Las Vegas and experience kind of just the airport again. It had been so long, the longest I've gone in years without stepping foot in an airport. And it's different. It's really different. So many restaurants and shops are closed. It's just kind of an eerie feeling, like such a big, especially Charlotte, which is such a high volume airport with tons and tons of passengers coming and going every single day. And it's a smaller airport as well. So it's normally really congested and just jam packed. And it was just this eerie, weird feeling of just emptiness, and so many restaurants that I used to eat at, during my sits between flights, all this is closed. So, airport lounges, they're all closed. It's definitely a weird feeling. So if you are getting ready to travel, definitely take that into consideration. Pack some snacks, pack drinks, even though you really can't do that. At least bring an empty water bottle so you can fill up once you get through security. So the next thing is air travel. Now, all airlines across the board have mandated mask wearing throughout the whole duration of the flight. It doesn't matter, if you're in first class, if you have a whole row to yourself, it doesn't matter at all. You have to wear a mask from stepping foot on the airplane, which really the second you step foot in the airport, you should be wearing a mask. And honestly, when you leave your home, you should be wearing a mask. Depending on where you live, most governors have mandated, if you're outside in public places, you have to wear a mask, whether or not you can social distance or not. So you have to wear a mask through the whole duration of the flight. Now, amenities on the flight are significantly reduced. I flew American out to Las Vegas and American back. And when you step foot on the airplane, they hand you a little goodie bag. It's got some Lysol hand sanitizer and a water bottle. And I believe there were pretzels in there as well. So they are trying to accommodate. And of course, I believe you can request things. Now, something I want to talk about is first class versus economy. I was fortunately, which I still believe was fortunate enough to be upgraded to first, both there and coming back. Now, there were 100 seats open on the airplane heading out there, which is wild. 100 seats. It was a 321, which holds about 187. So I was like, cool, first class, I'll have, more comfortable seats, a 4-hour flight out there. I have more room. I'll probably be able to social distance a little bit, but that's not true at all. First class was completely full, all 16 seats completely full. In the back, everyone pretty much had their own row almost. So that's definitely something to take into consideration. I know airfares are so cheap right now, and you see that really cheap first class ticket, but if you really are trying to social distance, especially in an airplane, which can be extremely difficult, definitely take into consideration, if you're traveling with a spouse or someone, maybe you both buy the end and the window seat, and you'll probably get lucky with the middle seat being open. First class is not the same that it used to be, that's for sure, especially, where they do have a true first class cabin, a 3-cabin aircraft, first business and economy. It's just not the same, you're not getting those hot meals. On that 4-hour flight out there, they did offer drinks just for the first class cabin, and they also offered these little prepackaged kind of cheese and grape boards, which was, I hadn't seen those before. But yeah, that's really all you're getting in first class. Of course, the more comfortable seat, but other than that, you know, you're not in fact, you're probably closer to, you know, your companion there, your seatmate, than you would be if you're riding an economy. So definitely take that into consideration. And like I said, you definitely kind of want to bring drinks, you know, and snacks definitely through the airport. And you might get lucky. Some shops might be open depending on how big the airport is that you're flying out of. So the next thing is hotel amenities. This was weird. This was really weird. No room service, no restaurants were open. To give you guys a little backstory, I was staying at the Waldorf Astoria. I never stayed there in Las Vegas. I saw it was extremely cheap. I ended up using American Express points, which also came with $100 food credit a day. And then with my Hilton Honor status, I got a $60 food credit a day, which could be applied to the resort fee, which ended up being what it was used for, because I didn't eat $160 worth of food at the hotel every day. So the second you check in, it's definitely very different. You kind of have to wear a mask all throughout the property, which I believe every property in Vegas mandated mask. So you walk in, you obviously have social distancing like marks all across the ground for people checking in, but there was nobody there. I think I saw like 5 people on the hotel property the entire time, the 3 days that I was there. It was crazy. But you check in, there's massive, you know, shields there. They're very nice. Everything's pretty much touchless. And then you go up to your room. The room door is sealed. There's a piece of tape there that says like Hilton Honors cleaning something, blah, blah, blah. Basically it just says that everything's been sanitized. Your remote, your TV remote is in a bag. It's definitely, they let you know that they are looking out for you. Of course, Waldorf Astoria and Hilton, they didn't pay me. I paid to go and stay there. There was no collaboration or anything, but the property did a very good job to let you know that everything is sanitized. Fortunately, the gym was open. I didn't go in and use it because I just went out there to relax. And I went hiking while I was out there too. So that was my workout, but definitely weird. Most of the restaurants were not open. They didn't offer in-room dining, which is very weird, which is what I really wanted when I first got out there, because it was late. I was tired from traveling, and yeah, it's just weird. So I had to go up to the top floor. That was the only restaurant open, and you could only do to go the first day. The next day they actually allowed some seating, but it's very limited. All the menus are digital, so they give you a little coaster that has a barcode that you scan it to bring up your menu. Things are definitely just different. There's no breakfast buffet in the morning. You have to go downstairs to this tiny little cafe. There's only very limited food items, and you have to take it to go. There's nowhere to sit to eat. So it's definitely weird. You don't get that experience of going on vacation, I guess. The pool was open. I got to lay out at the pool for a couple hours. Nobody there. I think there were like 2 people there at the pool, which are the 2 people that are pretty much still on the property the whole stay. So it's definitely a whole different experience. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the Las Vegas Strip. This was definitely weird. I love Vegas. I love gambling, which is not very good, but it's fun. It's just fun for me. And I just love the overall Las Vegas vibe, the atmosphere that it produces. And it just feels so cool that you're in the middle of the desert and there's like this big city vibe. But Vegas, for me, I never experienced something like this ever. And I've been out to Vegas 6, 8+ times, and it was just empty. Like the bridges over, there's normally people all over the bridges taking pictures of the strip, and they're just empty. The casinos this was where it was really weird. 3 people per table. I don't know if anyone's been out to Vegas, but if you have, you know, there's normally like 5, 6 chairs per table. It didn't matter what game you were playing, whether it's blackjack, baccarat, poker, whatever it was. Yeah, at least 5, 6 people per table. And then there's always people standing right behind those people at the table kind of watching. You can't do that. There's 3 people per table. There were like these massive plastic dividers. You have to stay at least 6 feet behind the table. And even then, a lot of the dealers were like, hey, you can't stand there. So it's definitely a weird vibe. The casinos were still, it seemed busy. There were still a lot of people walking around, but it wasn't nearly as slam packed as the summer months in Vegas normally are. So overall, everything was open, I would say, in Vegas, but it's just, it doesn't have the same, like, I guess, party vibe that Vegas kind of produces sometimes, you know, especially for the people that have never been there. You're going to Vegas to get that kind of like wild lifestyle, you know, and it just doesn't have that same vibe. So yeah, that's my overall opinion and experiences of traveling during the pandemic. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and throw it in the comments below of what you want to see kind of in a new video. Yeah, I don't know when the next time I'm gonna be able to travel, so definitely gonna do more at-home videos. I don't know if anyone's watched previous videos, but I turned the camera around. I'm not sure why I'm looking at my screen. I thought I was gonna pull things up, but I actually didn't end up doing that. So yeah, the backdrop, I got a lot of comments saying like, hey, we're tired of staring at a backdrop. So here you go. You get to look at a beautiful Emirates 380. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, peace.